looking on the compass, throwing shadows in the alley, getting ready to jump us. The trick is to look straight ahead and don't be blinded. The people of the time don't need to be.
Good morning, good evening, good night, guys, and welcome back to Gilmy Talks. Sorry about the absence there, but I've been very, very busy lately. Here all the way to the end to find out why. My guest this week is Jordan Marques, head booker man, promoter, all-around good guy, and he's running Demand Lucha in Toronto, a fantastic wrestling organization that I personally follow because it's fun. It is amazing to watch, and it's a fun time. That's it. We all like fun, right? He drops all the links here because I ask him to. Just follow those links, Independent Wrestling TV, to find out more about it. This was a fantastic chat. I learned a lot about independent wrestling, about booking, and about, just having fun while doing it all. And to not take things too seriously all the time, which is great. Talking to Jordan, we learned a little bit about working under a mask, because he was also a wrestler for 15 years before he started Demand Lucha. And just having a good old-fashioned chat. I needed it. And you know what? It was great catching up with Jordan. I've never actually met him. I've seen him at a few shows. But next time, I would definitely correct that, walk up, say, hey, how's it going? I'm here, Gilmy. All right, just want to get some of the business going to what are they, folks? Just go check Tabby Lynn on Facebook. Check out her Sensi page, because nobody wants their house smelling bad, right, guys? Bats in the Belfry Art on Instagram, because she does amazing work, guys. Tell her Gilmy sent you. She really does fantastic work. Give her a follow. At Solid Designs on Instagram. He does amazing t-shirts, designs, stickers, anything you want. He can do it. Go check out Hayden on there. And once again, tell him Gilmy sent you. And also theloveshop.com, where we all need to spice up our lives sometimes a little bit, and that is the right place to do it. All right, guys, going to put you right into the show, and the song at the beginning was Brian Kendrick, Man with a Plan. I love that one. And please listen to the end to find out why I've been so busy lately. I've been working with Tom Morton on putting on a wrestling show in London, Ontario. It's a charity show. Go find the Facebook event page, Ethan's Fight, and all the info's on there. Please feel free. Please email me, justinmguilmette@gmail.com, if you want any information, or DM me on Facebook or anything like that. We're going to do a whole podcast on why we're doing that in the near future. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening. If you want to go be whatever you listen to this on, any device, just go to iTunes or Podbean or Spotify or Stitcher or Podcast Addict or any of those apps. Give me a 5-star rate and review, guys, because I would really appreciate it. And if you do, send me the screenshot versus on a DM, and I'll mention you on the show. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the show. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did talking to Jordan, because it was a great conversation. I'll be honest with you guys, I dropped all my questions and my book went everywhere. It scattered. I edited it out, but he was very patient and very kind. And I just want to say thank you to Jordan for that, because people know I'm a little klutzy sometimes. Once again, enjoy the show, guys. Bye. Hi there, guys, and welcome back to Gilmy Talks. This is Justin again. And on the line, I have Jordan Marques, the owner, promoter, man of many, many hats from Demand Lucha, guys. And I got him on the line. We were lucky enough to have the same day off. I know it's a rare thing during the week lately to get a day off, but it is Easter Monday, so happy Easter or belated Easter to everybody out there. And I just want to welcome Jordan to the show. Hey Jordan, how's the day going, man?
Day's going good, Justin. Thanks for having me.
Always fun to have a wrestling fan on. And we're just going to kind of jump right in. First off, I just want to say congratulations on your last show, having Joey Ryan win the Dick Punch Invitational on the last show, and I hear it was absolutely packed.
Yeah, we basically sold out the Opera House. There was like 10 tickets left. So it's basically sold out. Jam-packed it. Hundreds of people came out to see Joey Ryan. Hundreds of people came out to see the grudge match between Lionel Knight and Carter Mason. And from the reviews that we read, I think pretty much delivered. Everyone had nothing but positive things to say.
Yeah, because everybody I've heard, all the pictures that I've seen, since I live in London, I don't make it to the Toronto shows too much as much as I can, just due to work life, and well, I do got 4 kids. They keep me kind of busy and located in this city. So, but first thing I want to ask, what sparked your initial interest in wrestling way back when?
Just like many people, first memories I have is of watching wrestling on the couch at home while my mom was cleaning up. First match I could remember was Jake the Snake versus Rick Rude in the steel cage match. And after I saw like their crazy cage match, I was hooked. I was watching all the Hulk Hogan cassettes and the Ultimate Warrior cassettes, and had all the action figures. There's no turning back from there.
Well, you know what? I am an action figure collector for years and years. As I'm actually looking at my Transformer case right now. I do really miss those big those LJN those big rubber just wrestling dolls that you could just beat up anybody with those, or fight in the big plastic ring there.
Yeah, I had all those, Cowboy Bob Orton, King Kong Bundy, of course Hulk Hogan, Ricky Steamboat, and then I graduated onto the Hasbro toys, and I had almost all of those as well. So yeah, I love those old WWF toys.
Yeah, I love how LJN are doing Young Buck figures now.
I think it's going to be awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if they fly off this shelf right away.
Yeah, because LJN has not really done figures since I'd say the late 80s, when they did their last run with like who was in the last run where everyone got a figure, and some of those guys didn't really end up on TV too often, like Special Delivery Jones, and did Barry Horowitz ever get an LJN figure? Or
I'm not sure. I remember seeing some LGNs of Mean Gene and Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
I think those were like towards the end of the line.
Yeah, when the managers and the announcers start getting figures, maybe it's time to consider revamping some. Like
but hopefully in 2019, maybe AEW might pick up the line, and we could see some Young Bucks or Kenny Omega or Cody Rhodes figures.
Oh yeah,
that would be awesome.
Or even, you know what I think would be awesome? Who just got signed? Leva Bates?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Leva Bates. She just got signed.
Yeah, I think getting an LGN figure would just be awesome.
You could do so many alternatives with her, like have her dress up in all her comic book outfits.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah. There's so many possibilities there. And before we start digging, what is your? Do you have an opinion on AEW coming up?
Yeah, I think AEW is going to be great. Not just because it's going to be a competition which strives for everyone to work a little harder, be a little bit more creative, but I think it's going to bring in the fans that either left wrestling behind a couple of years ago or were just being introduced to wrestling.
Yeah.
Because WWE, it's awesome. It's great. but because it's on so regularly and it's so easy to access and there's just so many shows, of course, people are going to run into burnout. With AEW, I feel that they're going to be like the new cool kids in town. They're going to be the show where people are going to go to, have a couple of beers, watch some crazy action. I think that's the show that's going to be maybe what ECW could have been if they had some money behind it.
Well, they are apparently going to be on TNT, which I think is just really, really cool. But that station does have a history with wrestling. I think TNT did ECW back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, as well as didn't they also have Impact for a little while? Or...
I think TNT was where WCW had their shows. I think they're going to Turner. I think that's where AEW is will end up, and that's great because there hasn't been wrestling in that channel since the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, since 2001. It's 2019 now, so 18 years without wrestling. I think that's enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, off the little sidetrack there. How did you first get involved in the Ontario indie scene?
I started out as a wrestler. I was trained by Ralph Rego at Squirt Circle Training. I trained when I was like 16 years old, still in high school. It was tough. I didn't pick it up as quick as most people did, but I stuck to it. I ended up being one of Squirt Circle's first graduates. I wrestled under a mask for almost 15 years as La Sombra. Actually, I was La Sombra way before the CMLL wrestler debuted, so it's kind of cool. I always call the other Sombra the more successful version of me. But I was wrestling for 15 years. I did a lot of stuff in Canada, a lot of stuff in the US, did a little bit in Japan, and then I got injured. I got my 7th concussion, which led to vertigo, and it led to almost a year of me not being able to drive or work or do anything. Kind of took away my ability to function a bit, but I'm all good now. And
awesome.
Instead of going back into the Squirt Circle, I decided to put on my promoter's hat and try to give back to the wrestling world.
Demand Lucha is flat out one of my personal favorite indies. I wish I could definitely see it more. You definitely have your own flavor to all the shows.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
No, and just and I'm just trying to think back. How many names have you guys actually had?
The companies?
Yeah.
So the company is under a big umbrella. So Demand Lucha is under the Lucha Toronto umbrella.
Okay.
So we're a registered company as Lucha Toronto, and the events is under Demand Lucha Company.
Okay.
But also under that umbrella, we have a clothing line. We have, which we just debuted this year, our rock shows. We're running some Toronto concerts. So all those things kind of like fall inside that big umbrella.
Awesome. Because I'll be honest, I don't know much about the whole backstage stage side or what's what, or so I'm glad. Well, I am glad we actually cleared it up.
It has a lot to do with like trademarks and licensing. We want to make sure that we own as much as we can. So once we started putting out like a streaming service, we wanted to kind of copyright Demand Lucha. So that's the place where you could watch our shows. And anything else just falls under Lucha Toronto just for trademarks and licensing and all that.
Since that does seem like a natural segue there, If anybody does want to watch a Demand Lucha show, where would they find it?
We make it easy for people to find our shows because I think indie wrestling, it doesn't have the steam that it should have. Well, obviously now it's picking up tons of steam because of this reason, but in the past, indie wrestling was kind of hard to find. In order to find a show like Shikara King of Trios, you had to super dig, or you would have to be subscribed to their private network, and not everyone has that money to be subscribed to every single independent company's network. So we like to make it super easy for people to find us. If you want to watch our past events, you could subscribe to luchanetwork.com. That has all of our past shows, plus it has some stuff from our wrestling, Progress Wrestling, AIW, PCW Ultra, a lot of cool stuff. But if you don't want to subscribe to the company's streaming service, we also have our stuff on independentwrestling.tv, which was previously powerbomb.tv. If you can find it, that's become kind of like the favorite where fans could watch all the independent shows since WrestleMania weekend. Because independentwrestling.tv has everything. Such a great service.
Yes, I do. I have subscribed. Right now I'm currently not, but that's because I'm just busy. Let's go back to how did Demand Lucha start?
In my wrestling career, I wrestled behind the mask. I was La Sombra. I had Lucha Libre style. I was lucky enough to wrestle with luchadors like El Hijo del Santo, Blue Demon, Pantera. I had a lot of experience in that genre of wrestling. So when I wanted to create a show, I thought to myself, what's one genre that hasn't ever been touched in Toronto? No one's ever ran Lucha Libre here. So I slowly built a place in Toronto that has a Lucha Libre taste. It isn't 100% Lucha Libre because in order to do that, I would have to be a billionaire to afford everyone's flight. But it still has enough of that taste and flavor that you could experience Lucha in our show like you can experience it in any other show.
Getting back to certain flavor again, and that's why I am a fan. I've always been a big more of a high flyer lucha style fan. I do also enjoy hardcore, the hardcore style, and pretty much I'm an all around fan. It's just whatever I like. I like good wrestling. And when I first heard that someone's trying to do a lucha style in Toronto, I was excited about it. And just because I like watching different style of shows, I just don't like watching the same show over and over and over. They can be different talents, but I really enjoy the lucha style because my own background, I've always worked in restaurants and stuff, and all these most kitchens I've worked in, they're mostly Spanish. So I tell them I watch wrestling, and then they're like, "Oh, do you watch CMLL? Do you watch AAA? Do you watch this? Do you watch this?" And I'm like, I have no idea what these are. So they kind of told me what to watch, and they told me what time it was, and just one day I started watching I remember the middle of the day. I can't remember if it was AAA or CMLL. I just started watching, and I had no idea what the commentators were saying. I just see these guys flying around. I have no idea what's going on, and it just and the show was over in 40. It was only 40 minutes long. It was a weird time slot too, and that was my first introduction to the lucha libre style. And I'll be honest, half the time I have no idea what's going on, but I know I just love it.
Oh, it's awesome to hear. Yeah, and we figured out pretty quick. There's a lot of people that are in the same shoes as yourself that like a variety of different things, which is why on every show that we put together, we like to make sure that we checked our checklist of what should be on a show. So you'll see your hardcore wrestling on every show. You'll see your lucha libre on every show. You'll see your comedy on every show. We like to make sure that if you come to our show, no matter what show you go to, you're going to have something that you'll like. And not a lot of places think that. I think a lot of places think, am I going to put on the best wrestling match? Am I going to put on the best storyline? Which is great. But also you have to understand that we're inexclusive. We don't want to be the exclusive wrestling show. We want there to be something for everyone. Which is very important. And exclusivity is very important, I think, in 2019.
Oh yeah, because there's because everyone is now so different, and everyone has their own interest. Like when I was growing up, there were when the stations went from 28 to 50, that was huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, just everybody likes something a little bit different. Back to the Demand Lucha. It's how long have you guys been running now?
This is our 4th year.
Wow.
Actually, this is our 5th year. I always keep on saying 4th year, but no, this is our 5th year. Yeah, we came a long way. It started off in a small region, and now we're in Opera House. So it took us a bit, but we're grown up now.
Oh yeah, because the crowd your last crowd probably competes with, size-wise, it probably competes with any other indie going on in Toronto right there now, or beats it.
Yeah, I think indies in Ontario is very healthy. There's at least 5 that I think that are drawn consistently and putting on great shows, and yeah, it's awesome. It's a great time to be a Toronto wrestling fan.
Even in London, we're getting Smash. There's another one runs out of Chatham, I know, and I know Smash is just going all over the province right now. And then there's Border City and Windsor and the guys up in Ottawa doing their thing now.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing.
When I first started watching independent wrestling, there were like only 3 guys. Like I had to go to Toronto, Hamilton to see the Alpha 1 shows or something way back when.
Oh, nice.
Gotta ask you about working under a hood. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages about that?
Working under a mask when you're 16 has a lot of advantages because you look like a 16-year-old. I wasn't, yeah, of course. When you're 16, I wasn't developed. I didn't look like a wrestler. At the time, we had to get wrestling licenses from Ken Hayashi and the Toronto Sports Commission. So I hid under the mask. I wanted to kind of portray a larger-than-life character. And if I didn't wear a mask, I would look like a pimply, skinny kid. So, yeah, I had full bodysuit, had a mask. And disadvantages, I would say, is vision. When there's spotlights that are directed into the ring, which a lot of venues like to do, they like to black out the surrounding areas but light up the ring. The spotlight gets into the mesh of your mask and it kind of blinds you. So I quickly learned how to wrestle blind.
Oh wow!
Which is a terrible thing to say because you're working with someone and They want to make sure you're at 100% if you're working with them. But most of the time when there's high beams in the ring, or if it's a very poorly lit venue, I would be wrestling on touch and feel. Not a lot of people know that. And it resulted in some injuries on my half, not my opponent's. But it's something that you learn to do. And when I did end up removing the mask, since I wasn't able, when I removed the mask, I was able to use facials and over-the-top expressions better than someone who's never worn a mask. And the reason why is because when you're faceless, you kind of have to over-exaggerate more than someone that already has their face to begin with. So if I'm getting punched or slammed while wearing the mask, I would have to over-exaggerate what's hurting me, as opposed to someone without a mask that when they get slammed, they grimace, or they just look to the crowd and they ooh and ah, right?
Yeah.
So second I took off the mask, my facials were probably better than most people's who've been wrestling for a bit.
Yeah, because that's one thing about the lucha style. Even though my Spanish is very, very poor, I can basically throw a couple accent words into a conversation. That's about it. Because the first words in Spanish you always learn are the bad ones for some reason. But as most other languages, when I am watching AAA, CMLL, or anything else, I do find the luchadors sell very, very well. Where they are either selling or they're not selling in any way, shape, or form and just flying.
Yeah, I think the luchadors that are kind of like the classical luchadors, the ones that are kind of like the legends, they don't sell too much. And I think that's more of an ego thing than an athletic thing. Kind of like in Japan, if you're going to clothesline Kenta Kobashi, he's probably not going to sell as much as you'd clothesline a young boy. It's just kind of like an ego thing. Mel Mascaras isn't going to sell a top kick from a younger luchador.
When you said you worked under a mask, that's something I've always wanted to ask somebody, because I've never I've always worn glasses, so I can't even wear a mask, or I'm just walking around blind, where I can't imagine working a match being barely able to see and just going by touch and feel, and just trusting that the guy doesn't actually drop you on your face, or which
there's a lot of trust, especially when you're doing the high risk stuff. When you're wrestling and you kind of can't see and you're kind of jumping backwards off of the middle rope, you kind of have to trust that he's going to be there. But once the trust is there and you start competing with people that you know and that you have some experience with, once you do that little turnaround, you feel his arm and you just grab him and toss him over you. It's not that bad once you start getting used to it.
Well, you're talking to a guy who's only taken one bump in the ring and smacked his head off the back, and I'm like, that's enough of this. So I'm very much a fan. I will always be a fan, and I'm okay with that, because I don't like falling. Just and that's a big part of it. Kind of wrapping up here, where do you see Demand Lucha going in the next few years?
We want to continue delivering an experience to the downtown core of Toronto. Toronto has a lot of great wrestling shows, but we want to be more than that. We don't want to pigeonhole ourselves as the wrestling show. That's why we have a rock concert as our hype-up party right before the event starts. That is why we have over-the-top wrestling matches that feature Joey Ryan and costume characters. Our fans, if you come to one of our shows, our fans can resemble the same fans that will go to a concert or to a club. They're like in their 20s, they're attractive, they're smart, they're fun. We want to continue delivering an experience that's different than just plain wrestling. And I think that our lucha supporters are kind of realizing this, because after our last show, we got a lot of comments saying, hey, the fans are kind of a little different. We've never seen them in the wrestling community before. So we want to continue to do that. We want to reach out, kind of break the barriers. Of course, we love Toronto's great wrestling community, and we still want them to be a part of the show. We also want to be inexclusive. We want to break down those barriers and introduce a product that casual fans can come to and enjoy without having to know a whole backstory of what happened 3 years ago to understand what they're watching in front of them right now. So we want to continue that. We also want to continue to build our presence in the streaming world. Independent Wrestling.tv is a massive streaming service, and we want to be number one there. That's going to take a lot of work, but we understand that. So this year, we have a couple of shows lined up, and we're going to pick some unique matches to present at these shows, so that when people are skimming through Independent Wrestling.tv, hopefully one of these matches will catch their eyes and be like, hey, I never thought someone like Tom Waller, who's a former UFC fighter, would take on a luchador like Ophidian. I wonder what type of match that would be like. So hopefully we could build up on our presence in the stream world as well.
Yeah, because that would be a fantastic match, clash of styles. Obsidian is a fantastic luchador in his own right, but UFC guys, they kind of choke out or just ground and pound. So you never know what you're going to get.
Absolutely. Plus, I think I think these MMA fighters that turn pro wrestlers kind of have a chip on their shoulder. I've seen a lot of tweets from Tom Waller, and he's kind of like angry that he has to face Ophidian at our next show. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't choke out Ophidian. But how amazing would it be if Ophidian would be the first pro wrestler to tap out Tom Waller, beat him at his own game? That'd be something amazing as well.
That would be awesome. Just because would be so good to see. Because I've been a wrestling fan for a long time, and it just would be nice to see a UFC guy getting schooled a little bit.
We have to wait and see. Fighting Filthy, we'll see who wins.
And that, for anyone interested, that date would be?
Fighting Filthy is on Thursday, May 23rd at Leafs Palace. Our hype-up party begins at 7 p.m. And we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to have a rock concert this time. For Fighting Filthy, I could break the news right here. We haven't announced it yet, but I'll break it right here. Von Vertigo has bought out the hype-up party time, and he will be producing Von Vertigo's Vision Quest. So from 7:20 to 8 p.m., we'll be experiencing for the first time ever Von Vertigo's Vision Quest before Fighting Filthy. So you're going to get a little bonus for whoever bought Fighting Filthy tickets.
Oh, wow. That is pretty big news getting dropped on Gilmy Talks here. All right. And just gonna, I don't know if you're familiar with the program or not, but I ask my every single guest, the Gilmy Talks 10 questions, the either or questions here. If that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
They're all not non-wrestling related here, but all right. First one, vampire or werewolf?
Say werewolf.
All right. Weightlifting or cardio?
Oh, weightlifting.
Couch or recliner, like a lazy boy?
Couch.
Everybody says a couch. I think I'm the only guy who likes it. Well, a lazy boy now.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't have a recliner. Maybe that's why. I have a nice couch, so maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Salty or sweet?
Salty.
All right. Spider-Man or Superman?
Spider-Man.
All right. For this one, I gotta ask a little bit of info first. Are you more of a metal guy, hip hop guy, or just pretty much anything?
Metal.
Metal. All right.
Yeah.
Priest or Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Hey, Maiden's great.
Yeah.
Hot dog or burger?
Burger.
Sunglasses or hat?
Hat.
Clean shaven or a beard?
Beard.
You're a beard guy?
Yeah, you gotta hide when you get a little bit older. You gotta kind of hide all the age. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I got a bit of a beard.
All right, and last but not least, the toilet paper question: over or under?
Over.
Yeah. All right, and that is the Gilmy Talks 10 questions. Once again, thank you very, very much for coming on the show. If anybody wants to find you, social media plugs, anything, where can they find Demand Lucha?
So you could find information on tickets for all of our events at demandlucha.com. For our streaming service, luchanetwork.com, and you could follow us on all platforms at Demand Lucha.
Perfect. Once again, thank you very, very much. Hopefully, see you at a show soon.
Thanks, Justin.
No problem.
Have a good one.
You too. Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for listening all the way through the end here. It was an amazing time talking to Jordan and a great opportunity to talk to the head promoter, the guy who runs Demand Lucha. It was a fantastic chat. Enjoyed talking to him. Actually, I learned a lot about masked wrestling, about masked wrestling, and about the whole running a show and growing something from nothing. And he taught me a few things about running a wrestling show as well, which you guys will learn about very shortly. And I just want to say thank you for Tabby Lynn at Sensi. Go check out her Facebook site, guys. That's in the Belfry Art. If you want that gift for that special nerd in your life, she does specialty cards for you for only $9. $9, and you get a custom made card for like a little wrestling card, a little action figure card, a little Transformers card. Go check out Bats in the Belfry Art on Instagram, guys. And go check out my boy Hayden at Solid Designs, because he does amazing stuff as well. If you just look at his Instagram page, he does fantastic shirts, fantastic designs that you're not going to find anywhere else. And of course, I got to thank theloveshop.com for continuing their support on my show, even though it's kind of here and there lately, because I've been very busy, which I will tell you about right now. Me and Tom Morton, aka the Cadet, aka Talking with Tom, he is helping me run my own wrestling show in London, Ontario. It's called Ethan Fights. We just go follow the page. Tickets available on Eventbrite or through myself or Tom Morton. Find him on Facebook, guys. You know how stuff works. And I will do an entire podcast on that, why I'm doing it, everything. Just going to say, main event is first time ever. Cody Deaner, London's own Impact Wrestling star, versus Gilmy alum, Carter Mason, the King of the North. The man having the hottest comeback year ever. And one of the hottest, most fantastic, amazing independent wrestlers on the Ontario, not even Canada, North American scene. And there is big things coming for that guy coming up. And here's the music at the end, guys. I'll put a little KO's theme song on. Go back to an oldie, guys. Thanks for listening all the way through. Check out Gilmy Talks Facebook page, Instagram page, at Gilmy on Twitter, or if you need to email me, justinmguilmette @gmail.com. And Guilmette is spelled Guilmette. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day.